Hey there folks, welcome to the next episode breakdown. Today, we cover episode 42. First things first, the timeline. To blow our load on that tall guy right there, wow, that came out wrong. This is actually just another phone screen. Could have been a single layer in Photoshop, but I kept playing around with it in Premiere. This episode doesn't actually have that many extensive edits, just a lot of small ones that add up. There are a considerable amount of transplants here, especially with Gohan. We have this shot here where I needed his expression to change. You'll notice a lot of rough edges that don't line up thanks to the positioning, but it goes by so fast that, much like a dorky looking in-between frame, you're unlikely to catch it in motion. There's also this scene with Gohan here, where he's expressing his excitement over the prospect of a mystery. Gohan's mouth here is taken from the shot where Bulma's about to land, and these flaps are from this shot here, where Trunks is examining the time machine. But it wasn't just lip flaps being transplanted here. Sometimes it was whole bodies. See the shot of Krillin? Bam! From a different scene. The shot of Gohan here? From a different scene. And I had to redraw part of the original background. And redraw Gohan's hair. Also, half of these shots of Piccolo from this scene are from the freaking Buu saga. Speaking of this scene, which off the record is one of my personal favorites that we've ever scripted, see this shot of screaming Kami? Well, in the original, his eyes actually close with his mouth. So I took his open eyes and did some edits in Photoshop. Voila! And this shot of Popo here? I had to replace the background on it, so I cut out Popo, animated him over a green screen, exported that shot, then overlaid it on this background. I then used the Ultra key. Boom! Laughing Popo. On a side note, almost every single shot of Popo smiling in our series is just his racist ass lips flipped upside down. Luckily, Popo is literally so pitch black, it's as simple as that. Which leads me to this shot, Popo's celebration of having the lookout all to himself. Fun part here is I actually created a whole new background for this after I cut out the lookout. To make it bounce, I first set the movements in Premiere, and then added the motion blur and vibrations via the wiggle effect in After Effects. The fireworks are just some stock video. Lastly, this effect on the reporter here, this is actually an effect I've used on several other occasions. What I have to do to get the shadow to only show up on the object in question here is to cut out the background, then overlay it appropriately. Then I set the shadowed figure, usually a blurred silhouette, in between the background on top and the object in question on the bottom. Hey, want to know something a little silly? When we originally scripted this scene, Yamcha was supposed to be the one upstairs. Hell, Falero even recorded the original dialogue.
Hey, Goku's sweating purple up here. Is that normal? Kinda?
However, we didn't seem to notice that Yamcha was actually in the shot. After a quick panic, I realized that Turtle was still available to step in and all is well. But that really says something about Yamcha, doesn't it? I'm also really looking forward to episode 43, where I'll be altering the opening to reflect the progression of the saga. Unofficially, we're calling this the end of Season 3. Things are about to ramp up here pretty heavily. Well, that's about it for this episode. The next will be Cooler 2, Return of Cooler's Revenge, The Reckoning. Make sure to check out our video game stuff if that's what turns your crank. Buy a shirt if you want to show your love via turning yourself into the world's sexiest walking billboard, or go outside and do something productive with your time, like carjacking. Have a good one, so long, and thanks for all the fish.